vinyl community, this is Tommy, and welcome to another musical adventure. Today we are in Kannapolis, North Carolina. Kannapolis, home of Dale Earnhardt, NASCAR legend. And there's a record store here, Recyclable Records. And so we're gonna go inside, take a look, and see what we can find. It's my first time here, so I wanna take you guys along for the journey. So Recyclable's been here since 1998, according to the sign. New and used records, and they are participating in Record Store Day for those of you who are inclined. Let's put our mask on and go inside. Vinyl is forever. You come in, the big giant record greets you at the door, and you're seeing records and more records, which is what we come for. It's a really nice selection of new and used vinyl LPs, and they're kind of mixed in, alphabetical, by section, and your pop, rock, soul. And they even have a little bit of a holy moly wall, as Dylan from Noble Records likes to call it. If dollar bins are your thing and you love to dig, they've got it. A variety of everything, and you can dig until your heart's content. This is the jazz section. Various artists. Billy Preston. They are participating in Record Store Day for your Record Store Day drops, and here's what's left on the first drop for August 29th. Don't worry, Michael Myers is not going to bother you today. How about some $1 CDs sitting in a buggy, ready? Don't forget about your CDs. For you CD collectors, they do have a great selection of used CDs. For you fans of the 45s, this is a really great selection of 45s to dig through. Thought I'd show you guys that. She's Coming Home by the Zombies. Picture sleeve in really nice shape. And we have cassettes as well. I know some of you guys in the vinyl community are cassette fans. Anybody looking for a Trout Mask replica? Here you go. If that isn't enough, how about a little Safest Milk? Doug Somnon Band, fantastic record from the early 70s, featuring your friend of mine, Mr. Bob Dylan, as well as the Doctor. You know the Doctor, Dr. John. That'd be great. And here is the display case full of all your goodies. Some really cool collectibles. Hey, there's Frank Zappa. You can't do that on stage anymore. You 8-track fans, there's a nice little selection of 8 tracks. Still sealed Elvis 8 tracks. Really cool stuff. Recyclable Records in Kannapolis. There's the address and phone number. Give them a call if you see something you like here in the video. Okay, so I'm back home now, and I thought that I would share with you guys what I found at Recyclable Records. And I thought it was a really cool find, and I was excited to get a hold of it. But I found a mono copy of Face to Face by the Kings. This is a mono American copy on the Reprise label. But it was really nice shape, just a little bit of ring wear, but the jacket is pretty solid, in good shape. Original inner sleeve. Of course, I'll show you guys this label, which is fantastic. This tricolor Reprise label. So let's go ahead and address the big thing, the big question that you may be asking. Yes, I did do Record Store Day. I didn't really do a video this year because I didn't know how it was going to play out or what it was going to be. It was just kind of a big unknown. with the Record Store Day drops. And so I want to address something really quickly. Now, I'm not talking to the people that just hate Record Store Day and they're just down on it. I respect that. I understand. So I don't need any thoughts or opinions about why you don't do it or anything. But look, I'll tell you this. I'm a music lover, and as a fan of music, there's records that come out on Record Store Day that I want. I mean, forget the collectability and all that stuff, which is nice and it's fun, and if you're into it for that, then that's great. But I enjoyed Record Store Day yesterday with a friend, Beetle Brad. You may have already seen his video over on his channel. If you go over there and check it out, if you haven't done so, yours truly makes a special appearance in Beetle Brad's video. And just enjoyed the fellowship and the company of another record collector and someone who has a passion for the Beatles like myself. And so it was kind of fun to go and do Record Store Day like that. And so the store that we went to, there was a long line. Now everybody was socially distanced, but maybe it made the line appear longer than it was. They only let a certain number of people in at a time, which is really great. So I enjoyed the fact that it was sort of this well-organized, well-executed event on their end. They really worked hard to keep the customer safe, and we got in and out. Now, there was no shopping to be done. You kind of go in and you get what you came after, and then you leave. And so that part of it was taken out. So if the spirit of Record Store Day is to go in and shop and to support the local record stores, I don't know that that was necessarily there, other than the fact, go in and get what you came to get. Now, one of the things that I noticed is some of the people coming out. Normally on Record Store Day, there's just stacks of records they come out. Now, I'm not talking about the flippers and all that business. I have my own opinions about that. But I did find it interesting that there were only, people coming out with just a few things. Like myself, I didn't buy a whole lot for Record Store Day. There wasn't a whole lot I wanted. But if you break down the list in the 3 different weeks, there's stuff each time. And so I'm thinking if the idea was to sort of squash large crowds and gatherings and whatnot, I don't know that that was necessarily a success. And here's my other side of that, is I think that those same people are going to be back next month to buy more records because everything didn't come out at once. So in one sense, it saved a lot on my pocketbook because I didn't have to buy as much at one time. But there's stuff I'm going to want to get the next time and the third time. And on top of that, we're essentially going to have 4 Record Store Days in a row when you look at the drops from August, September, October, and then we turn around in November and we have Black Friday, which is always a big event for Record Store Day and Record Store Day collectors. So I'm not sure how this works, and I know that everyone's trying to adapt, and so I'm not trying to be critical of anything. I just am curious to see how it plays out, or if you have any thoughts. Now, some stores, they did lotteries. Some stores did reservations. I think every store kind of used their discretion and depending on their location and how many people they were really thinking were going to get there to kind of control a little bit of the crowds. Now, I did enjoy the fact that there wasn't the usual rush in, snatch and grab, and run out, which I've never really enjoyed that part of Record Store Day. I always enjoy hanging out in the line, meeting people, and talking to folks, but as far as the actual running in and grabbing stuff, it's never been a favorite or I think anything that I particularly enjoyed. But I understand the notion of everything that's going on. All right, enough rambling. Let's talk about what I got. I only got a few things, and the first one was sort of an impulse one. I was on the fence about it. Wasn't sure that I was going to get it. I saw it in the store and ended up pulling the trigger. Ben Lee's Grandpa Wood. For those of you who don't know, Ben Lee's Australian singer-songwriter. He was in the band Noise Addict, not Silverchair. Noise Addict was sort of an Australian pop punk band in the 90s. And Ben Lee recorded on the Grand Royal label. That's the Beastie Boys or Mike D's label. I thought it was interesting that New West sort of co-opted the Grand Royal label, the little cards and dice, and made it their own. But this is his debut album. He was only 16 or 17 when it came out, or when he did it. Produced by Brad Wood, and there is the hype sticker that came on it. And this is the 25th anniversary edition. Now, I just opened these up, so I'm not really packaging, but I wanted to show you guys what they look like. And so that's the album. It's in a nice gatefold, and it came on this really cool splatter vinyl, which I thought was pretty cool. Again, I like how New West sort of co-opted the old Grand Royal label from the 90s. That was kind of funny to me. But looking forward to digging into this. It came with a nice booklet because it is a deluxe edition. The first album is the original album as it came out, and then the second disc or second album are some home demos and stuff like songs like Pop Queen, but some songs that I knew like Shirtless, which I really enjoyed, and another song called My Turntable. Ben Lee wrote all these songs, and so the book is really nice. Lots of pictures and different notes. Ben Lee gives an introduction here at the beginning of it. Also, Brad Wood, the producer, talks about recording the album. So, looking forward to sinking my teeth into Grandpa Wood by Ben Lee. Like I said, it was the impulse buy for me. Now, the next one was one that I actually really came out for Record Store Day. It's the thing that got me to come out for it. And it was this reissue of Odds and Sides by The Who. Now, a little history on this album. While Pete Townsend was working on the Tommy film, and Roger Daltrey was starring in it, John Entwistle, the bass player, had decided that he was just going to compile these sort of missing tracks or different tracks, oddball tracks that The Who had laying around. B-sides, non-album tracks, some singles here and there. And so the original album, called Odds and Sides, that's what it was about. Now this particular one, the album got reissued in the 90s on CD when The Who had a big reissue campaign. And it got reissued and they added some tracks. Well, this particular set is a 2-record set, and it features the original album on record 1, and I'm sorry, I've got a fan on, but I hope you can see the hype sticker there. And the original album had that, and then the second album on this collection has some of those bonus tracks and even a little more. This was a mastered at Abbey Road, half-speed master, so it comes with this handy certificate. Also included the original sort of insert with the lyrics, which is really cool. It does have the die-cut cover like the original. Like I said, all the lyrics there. And then, of course, the records themselves. The first record, the original album. And then Pete Townsend's notes on the tracks on the other side. Another cool thing is, yes, colored vinyl. That one came in red, and then record 2 here. Like I said, I just opened these up, so track notes. And this one's yellow. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then another one that I really kind of was on my short list, and I ended up getting it. It wasn't an impulse. Oh, by the way, there's also this has a little side card on it. I thought I'd show you that. So the other thing that I picked up that I was really stoked to get and really kind of put on my list was the White Whale compilation, The Land of Sensations and Delights. And White Whale was the label in the 60s that was the Turtles label. Now what happened is the guys that ran that label, they put out a ton of singles. This is a compilation. It's called The Psych Pop Sounds of White Whale Records, 1965 to 1970. Now I've listened to the first record in this set, and it is phenomenal. A really, really fun listen, and great music, some great songs. And I was really, really, really happy to get this. This may be my favorite record from Record Store Day. And so after I heard the first disc, I said, yeah, that's a no-brainer. That's a record I needed to have. And it's really neat to see the White Whale label. It's only on black vinyl, so nothing special about that. But it sounds good. Andrew Sandoval, those of you who know, who's worked with the Monkees for the last several years, was with Rhino Records, has produced a lot of the recent Monkey tours. Andrew Sandoval's the one that's responsible, also with the Kink stuff, but Andrew Sandoval's the one that was kind of behind that release, and it's top notch. So I hope you guys were able to get a copy of that. If you weren't able to get one, try to seek one out because it's a really cool compilation. So that was the Record Store Day finds. Thought I'd share them with you. I'm going to go back to listening to them and putting this video up for you to watch. If you got what you wanted on Record Store Day, and I hope that you did, comment down below. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for tuning in to watch the channel and listen to what I have to say and listen to me ramble. Comment down below. Those of you who know and are longtime watchers of this channel know that I love interacting with you guys. I do try to respond to each and every comment when I can, and so I appreciate it. Not only that you take the time to watch, but that you take time to say something. Thanks to Beetle Brad for just a great day. Fun to record shop and hang out with, and so I always enjoy his company. Just a great guy. If you haven't checked out his channel, go on over and see it, Beetle Brad. A lot of Beatles, a lot of Elvis, and a few other things and surprises. He shows some really, really cool stuff, and so I always enjoy what he manages to pull out of his bag. So definitely check that out. And I hope that you all had a great record store day. Like, subscribe, like I said, comment down there. Let me know what you think. What are your thoughts on the whole thing? What about these record store drops? I don't know. I think the verdict's still out. Part of me likes the way it was sort of understated maybe a little bit. I was able to get in and get out. The other part of me kind of enjoys the mayhem and the static craziness of it all. So I don't know where I fit into that. Still thinking on it. But let me know what you think. In the meantime, take care of each other, stay well, and as always, save the Texas Prairie Chicken.